Insects may soon be incorporated into the diet of millions of people all over the world as the effects of climate change take hold. Crickets are popular in Thailand, but for non-Thais, this can be a challenge. Bangkok's Bounce Burger is determined to change that. We use cricket powder in our burgers to show everybody that the powder, as well as the actual crickets, can be produced into other menus other than street food. Crickets don't have to be on street vendor stalls that are served only with soy sauce. They can be turned into burgers, bakery articles, soft cookies, or even eaten with paprika seasoning as used to flavor French fries. These are all possible. Crickets are a source of protein as well as containing a host of beneficial vitamins and are among the most commonly eaten insects by humans globally. The taste is good. The sauce blends over the smell of the crickets, so I don't feel like there are crickets in my burger. Thailand already has thousands of insect farms. Many focus on animal feed needs, but some are now producing edible insects for humans. On the outskirts of Bangkok, this farm supplies 160 kilos of crickets every month direct to Bounce Burgers.
In our R&D farm, so then we produce 40 kilogram a week. So then it's 160 kilograms a month is the R&D scale. And then all of them we send to our restaurant Bounce Burger to process in many menus.
Among the biggest appeals of cricket farming is that its environmental impact is far less than rearing cows or pigs. When 2017 study suggested chicken production in Thailand was responsible for 89% more carbon emissions than insect industries. Skin bleaching can have devastating consequences for the skin. Faced with the increasing popularity of whitening creams, the Cameroonian government was recently forced to ban the import of these cosmetic products due to the growing cases of skin damage. Some local craftswomen did not waste any time and rushed into the cosmetic sector for black skin mainly. There you have dart leaves that I use very often to make soap. I also use lemon leaves and I also use guava leaves. Beyond that, I can use snail slime for certain cosmetic products because it is well known that snail slime is reputed to fight against stretch marks. This entrepreneur decided to take a structured approach to this problem in order to bring their fellow citizens of black complexion to love their skin. Alongside these entrepreneurs, there are activists like Alex, who is openly opposed to skin bleaching. He is the co-founder of the Black Attitude Association. We at Black Attitude want Africa to return to its originality. The black complexion protects 5 times more than the white complexion. It is therefore a skin that is more resistant, it ages more slowly, and it has nothing to envy of other skin tones. The advantages of keeping one skin black is perhaps the ideal message in the fight against skin bleaching in a country where the extent of this practice continues to worry the authorities.
Ivory Coast on Wednesday accused Mali of blackmail over 46 Ivorian troops who have been detained by Bamako and called for West African leaders to discuss the crisis as soon as possible. Mali's ruling junta last week tied the troops released to the extradition of Malians living in Ivory Coast, a condition that amounts to unacceptable blackmail, the government's National Security Council said in a statement. The two countries have been locked in a diplomatic tug-of-war since July 10, when the Malian authorities arrested 49 troops who had arrived at Bamako airport. The The junta-led government said the troops had no order or supporting documents and described them as mercenaries. In August, the soldiers were charged with attempted harm to external state security and formally placed in custody. Ivory Coast says the troops were simply a routine rotation for personnel who provide backup services for the UN peacekeeping mission in Mali. 3 women soldiers in the troop were released in early September, a move that Ivory Coast welcomed as a good sign.
It has been more than 50 years since Queen Elizabeth II visited Sudan. During her stay in the Sudanese capital in February 1965, the Queen stayed in the colonial-era Grand Hotel overlooking the Nile. The royal visit took place during Sudan's first decade of independence. Her portrait still takes pride of place alongside pictures of other distinguished guests. The visit had good resonance with the Sudanese people and with the government of Sudan at the time. It was a very welcome visit to a great extent. Her program included meeting large crowds of citizens. She also visited important facilities and walked around. People were happy with the visit because at the time the country had gained independence and the colonization was in the past. Khartoum resident Belkis Rikabi, now in her 70s, recalls the day when she and her colleagues were taken from school to greet the Queen. When her car came close to our lines, I jumped on the car to touch the dress. One of the guards hit me very hard and she called out, "No, no, no, why?" So he stopped and I stood as she gave me the edge of the dress to check it.
No, why?
In subsequent decades, repeated military coups and civil war between North and South Sudan led to the partition into 2 independent nations. Olympic gold medalist Usain Bolt returned to the catwalk on Tuesday to participate in sports brand Puma fashion show at New York Fashion Week. Speaking after the show, the former sprinter said he had enjoyed the experience.
It's not my first time, but it's been a long time. Much more confident. It was pretty good.
The show marked designer June Ambrose's first runway show as creative director for Puma.